Hi, I'm Dave. Welcome to the channel. In this video, we need to have a chat about that C word. Collection. There you are, I've said it. Collection. Now, this word has come up before on this channel, as you well know if you've watched along for a while. The last time it came up was when I got my fourth of the 4 widely available liveries of the Carrera VW bus, and I conceded that that was a collection of Carrera VW buses, and that I was a collector of Carrera VW buses. Didn't necessarily make me a collector. It's quite specific. However, as you've seen, things have moved on, and I find myself with a 10-car accident. Now, you would argue that 10 cars under a common theme could be a collection. That would be an entirely voluntary and willing process on my part to accumulate 10 cars of a common theme, and that would make me a collector. I'm good with that. Totally get it. However, I think I was coerced. So here is a quick potted history of how I came to end up with these 10 cars. The first of which is this Revo slot black Warsteiner liveried Mercedes CLK. Not entirely a car I would rush out and buy, because it is a little far removed from a road car to be my kind of race car. However, it does definitely share some road car DNA. So I got this car when it first was announced, which was about 3 years ago. I just saw it and wanted it straight away. It just looked lovely to me. And Revo Slot had a habit of putting out the pictures quite a long time before they put out the cars. So I adored the pictures for quite a while. And then as soon as it was available, I bought one. I had to have one. And I got it, and it's a lovely looking car, and it runs really quiet and smooth straight out of the box. And with minimal tuning. It's not the fastest Revo slot I've got, but it's pretty good. I was impressed. I was impressed with how it handled and everything. Enter coercer stroke enabler number 1. John Albright, who you may know from the home racing world community. Now, John Albright said to me, well, you know, if you've got the black one, there is a trifecta of Warsteiner Revo slots. There's a white one and a silver one. Fair enough. I contemplated this. And the Christmas that followed from that, Mrs. Slottar got me the white one. Now, faced with having 2 of a trifecta of cars, I kind of couldn't leave the silver one that was sitting in stock at Pendle, could I? So there I was, happy. Got my trifecta of Warsteiner Mercedes CLKs from Revo Slot. Job done. And then the return of John Albright, who said, well, you know, there is a 4th one. It's not the same, but it is a Revo slot and it is Warsteiner liveried. But you'd be lucky if you find one. And he was talking about what became the Holy Grail. So, but you know, this is why more than 2 years ago, I was like, I need to find one of these, possibly at any cost. And I looked. We'll come back to this. A little more time passed, and then this channel surpassed, I think it was 2,000 subscribers at the time. And Mrs. Slottar had already started this tradition of getting me a slot car every time the channel achieves another 1,000 subscribers. So having got to 2,000 subscribers, she bought me a white kit Revo slot, Viper, and some Warsteiner transfers, and said, do yourself a Warsteiner Revo slot. So I did. Just to be clear at this point, this is now 4 cars, 2 of which I've bought, 2 of which my wife has bought. More time passes. This channel reaches 3,000 subscribers. Mrs. Slottar buys me the Avant slot Warsteiner BMW 2002. More time passes. This channel reaches 4,000 subscribers fairly recently. Mrs. Slottar buys me the Carrera Warsteiner BMW 2002. Now, there's now 6 cars here, and my wife's bought 4 of them. You see what I mean about being coerced? And then I went to UK Slot Fest, and I bumped into a subscriber who said, I've got a car for you, it's broken, but you might want to fix it and do something with it on your channel. And it's the Warsteiner BMW 320i from Revel. And then shortly after that, it was my birthday. And Mrs. Slottar got me the Ninko BMW Mercedes C-Class. So we're now at a point where I've got 8 cars with Warsteiner liveries on them, and I only bought 2 of them. Somebody gave me one, and my wife bought the other 5. So I thought, well, if you can't beat them, and you've ended up with a collection, you better join them. So I started looking more seriously for the Holy Grail. Along the way, I did find a different, I suppose it might be my next Holy Grail car. We'll come to that. Tried to buy it, but although I managed to buy it online, it was sold out and I had to get a refund. And then I found this slotted Porsche 962. And I thought, well, I didn't buy me a birthday present. So I bought me a birthday present. And that was great. I'll do a video about this car fairly soon. So I was quite happy with that. Still in the back of my mind, I was looking for the Holy Grail car. And then I don't know what happened. I was looking around eBay and I just typed in the serial number again, RS0063, and one popped up on eBay in Spain. And I just it was an auction. It was going to end in 5 or 6 days. And I just had to bid on it because this car had eluded me. In the previous couple of years, I'd had very kind people send me messages on Instagram saying, there's one on Australian Facebook Marketplace. And then by the time I'd got there, it had gone. And occasionally they've turned up for sale, but not really. And I only, other than that, knew where 3 of them were. And I didn't think I'd find one. So for the fact that it just cropped up and in the pictures it looked pristine, even though it was second hand, and in real life I can confirm it is exactly as described, exactly as pictured, I paid quite a lot of money for it. We've discussed that. And it became quite obsessive trying to find one. So it became quite expensive when I did find one. So this is definitely a collection. Am I a collector? This is my question. Am I only a collector by proxy? Because there's 10 cars here and I bought 4 of them. And 2 of them are just recently because I joined in. The first one wasn't part of any kind of collection because it was the first one. So there's 10 cars here and I might have bought 3 of them with the intent of collecting them. The problem is, does that make me a collector? Because I know that there's probably half a dozen other cars. I mean, there's the slotted version of this one, for example. There's a fly, possibly, version of this one. There's a few. I think there's a Ninko version of this one as well. There's a few. So I've got a list of them. And I'm trying to work out whether I want to collect them all or whether my OCD won't let me not collect them all. And if it's the latter, I'm still not sure I'm a collector. Good chat.